Hello, my friends, and welcome to this week's episode of the Greenlight Weekend Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Brian Nystrom, and we have a sponsor. The official sponsor of the Greenlight Weekend Podcast is our good friends over at Dead Room Comedy. You can find out any and everything you need to know about them at deadroomcomedy.com. You can also check them out on Facebook and Instagram, Dead Room Comedy. They're a comedy group and production company based in Denver. Three of the comics were from Durango, well, from other places, but started comedy in Durango, moved to Denver together. They met a fourth, and they're fucking killing it. I love Dead Room Comedy. They're good friends. They've been on the podcast a bunch of times, and they actually covered some of our expenses for doing these reads every episode. So thank you, Dead Room Comedy. They support us. You should support them any way you can. Give them a follow, all that jazz. So I am actually on the back end of a quarantine. Got sent home from work. And because I had exposure to somebody who tested positive, we don't know how long before that, he was contagious, all that jazz, whatever. So unfortunately, I missed another paycheck. But we got a podcast done. It's a Zoom podcast, so not my favorite thing in the world. And most of it's just because it's a different thing. It's harder to get used to. You know, there's a lag that you have to account for. So if you're not accounting for it, you're just stepping on each other. So we started just a little shaky, but we figured it out really quick, and we had a great conversation. It's me and my boy Philly Cheese. You know the Cheese. He's back. And yeah, we had a great conversation. We talked Christmas. Somehow we got into like a lot of conspiracies. Like half of this episode is like conspiracy talk, and Phil's a little more educated than me. I try not to speak too strongly about things I have no idea about, but we're still trying to make each other laugh. We're talking shit. We're sitting in our offices alone. So yeah, we got a little silly on it. A little silly with Philly. But yeah, this is our Christmas episode. We talked a little Christmas movies, Christmas traditions, maybe some present stuff. You know, it was a fun episode. It was fun to talk to my boy, especially since I've been on quarantine for who knows how long now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Shout out to the Whiskey Reel podcast. They are getting better and better. Their last episode was fantastic. They're not doing one next week, so if you didn't listen, check it out. And I want to say shout out to Ethan Esparza and the Chava people for our intro outro music this week. This track is called Wake Up. It's my favorite one they've ever done, so you're going to hear it again. Yeah, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, episode 119 with my boy Philly Cheese, the Christmas Conspiracy Special.
Hard to make it. They don't understand I love being underestimated. Second guess it and I'll take it that you're undereducated. Anyway, this got me thinking about them old records playing. Why? It's filled with soul and it fills my mind. Tail feather shaking while the rhythm takes flight. What I'm doing wrong, I ain't gonna fake right. I don't get no sleep because the music takes night. Nocturnal life with my face.
And we're doing the goddamn thing. It's over.
Word.
Way less fun.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, but technically I'm still in quarantine, and it just makes sense not to we have the technology. You have a baby.
Yeah. Why risk it?
My girlfriend sleeps with me and works at a bank, but whatever.
That's how you get E. coli. From money.
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking I was going to give the whole goddamn bank COVID.
Yeah. 96% of them would be okay.
Yeah, I mean, 4% of them are probably cunts. Let's be honest.
It's all right.
Oh yeah. Well, everything's
go
working.
ahead, buddy. Okay. I'm gonna let you run the show, and then I'll follow the lead.
Oh, that is not good news for us.
Well, that's how it's always been. You're the motor, you get it going. And
You're the rudder, baby.
I'll kind of steer us in a direction.
Nice. I'm into it. I'm so goddamn sick of being alone.
Yeah.
I was on the schedule for tomorrow, and I called my boss and I was like, just so you know, I didn't get my results back, and that's only 12 days. He's like, yeah, fucking stay home for 2 more days. And then I was sad.
That's crazy.
is what it is, man.
Can you file for unemployment during those 14 days and then get off and then get back on? And then how does that work?
I don't know. My lazy ass hasn't done it. I mean, I've been productive around the house, but every time I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it later. And then,
yeah, I mean, it takes some time and some fucking paperwork. And I remember when I got like partly laid off because of Animus Herbal.
Oh yeah,
was leaving or they got kicked out of the building they were in, and so we were on unemployment, but you didn't have to look for a job because it was like
work, or it's connected to your job.
Yeah, I can't remember what they called it. It was something like you're gonna go back to your job, but you just don't have it for right now. It's kind of like seasonal.
Yeah, that's exactly what seasonal workers do. And like my neighbor works for a water company. They do sprinklers and shit. So when they blew out their last fucking customer's lines, he just goes on work attached unemployment. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
Did you see my
welfare
outfit
system? I did. I like that. I'm not as festive as you are.
You want to see the cool part? Best
dress.
Down here, sweatpants.
Huh. Classy. I'm not wearing any pants.
That a boy.
Yep.
I thought about doing that because on the other side of my house it's 90 fucking degrees because I was trying to warm up this room. It's still 64 in here. So.
Yeah, it's cold in this side. This side of the house is fucking the hottest place in the summer and the coldest place in the winter.
Oh, I remember. I used to sleep in that room.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Very uncomfortable seasonally.
Right over there.
Magic happens.
Fond memories.
A lot of disappointing.
So yeah, you're fucking. Well, just wait till you have a baby.
All sex is good. Or disappointing.
No. Yep. No, it is. When you get it, it's good. It's disappointing because it doesn't just happen all the time anymore.
Right. Yeah, the longer I go, the less control I have over my nuts. So.
Yeah, I still masturbate
constantly. Yeah.
My pocket pussy has just gotten so much use lately.
Worn the fuck out.
Yeah, it is gross.
Gross. I don't know if you saw
I'd be brewing up my own type of COVID, you know?
Yeah, hopefully. Maybe it's the fucking cure.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Did you see the pandemic
building
special?
In my fucking sorry. I was making a pocket pussy joke. It doesn't matter.
But did you see the pandemic special? South Park?
Yeah. I watched part of it. I don't think I watched all of it.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people told me about it, so I watched it, and I watched it all, but it was long, and it was the same joke for fucking an hour, you know?
Yeah. Well, is it Kyle's dad? He is like fucking a bat in China when he was on hiatus for his weed business or whatever. Yeah, I watched parts of it, but I wasn't able to watch everything.
Yeah, you got a kid. It's understandable.
Yeah, it's so rare. Me and Coel the other night after Kai went to sleep, we tried to watch a movie and got like an hour into it. We were both fucking tired and ended up just going to bed. Like, we haven't watched a whole movie in so long.
That's actually something I've been doing a lot of with my lady. We watch like one movie a night, and I just made a list of like Christmas movies, and you know, it's just kind of our little bonding time.
That's kind of my bonding time with myself, actually. I've been watching movies by myself when everybody goes to bed, but like movies together on a date never happens anymore. But
movies
I'll stay awake, and I watched True Romance the other night.
Dang, that's a good one, bro.
Yeah, I never realized that it was Tarantino.
Yeah,
it was the writer of it, and it's so Tarantino vibe.
That's the reason I rewatched it as an adult, is because I found that out. I was like, all right, now I gotta fucking see what this is about.
That's pretty much what I did. I watched a documentary and was like, oh, I didn't even know that was his movie.
That's the COVID.
Yeah, hope not. My cousin's husband's got David Chondy's got the COVID.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be okay. He works at a hospital. He's like an IT guy at a hospital.
They should take care of their own.
And my sister, she wasn't able to come watch the kids Saturday because she said she wasn't feeling good. And then she was supposed to come this week and help out, and she said she was still worried because she had a sore throat and was coughing. And I was like, well, maybe you should go get tested before you go around everybody at Christmas time. And she's like, oh, it's not COVID symptoms. I was like, she's like, I think it's an ear infection. I'm really congested and it's running. I was like, you just said that you had a sore throat and you're coughing. I think she's lying to me. I don't think she wants to come babysit. I think she's lying about babysitting.
Rude. In a time like this?
Yeah, and I was like, that's just not a good excuse to use. Just tell me that you don't want to come up. Like, I won't
you're
give you
busy.
as much shit. Yeah, I can tell you're lying.
Yeah.
She's not a good liar.
Yeah, my little sister's not either. I talked to her on the phone for like an hour and a half yesterday, and she tried to lie to me about a couple things. And I was like, that sounds like horseshit. She's like,
her story never matches up either. It's just like, I'm sick, I've got a sore throat, and I'm coughing. Like, well, it sounds like COVID. Like, oh, no, I think it's an ear infection. I'm really congested, and it's in my nose. Like, what is it?
Well, ear, nose, and throat. It's the same doctor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, COVID shows different signs, and some people don't show signs at all. Fucking crazy times we live in, man. Do you have COVID?
I haven't got my test results back.
Yeah.
But I went and waited in line for a fucking hour to get a test, for the third time. 3 tests, bro.
That's so crazy.
And instead of them like coming to your car and telling you now, they have all the information on an AM radio station, AM 1700, if you're curious. Whoa. And it is almost impossible to make out what they're saying. It is so fucking fuzzy. And
because it's on AM.
I was there. Yeah, I was right there, and I could barely understand. Like, it took me 5 minutes to realize they were speaking English when I turned it, or Spanish when I turned it on.
Wow.
And
yeah, I don't do anything, so I'm not having to worry about going and getting tested.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
Coel could, though. It's very possible that it could happen to Coel soon. I think luckily it's not as many people as where you're working, and they're being pretty good about it. But
yeah, I bet the kitchen has about as many people as our kitchen does, the people I come in contact with. And yeah, it's 5 individuals that are going to make individual choices that could affect everybody.
Yep.
Like me doing a fucking podcast with Dave.
Yeah, I'm still not going to talk shit about him.
No, me neither, but I'm just saying, Dave moved to Atlanta. He's doing open mics like all the time now. He's been sending me fucking schedules for open mics. And if Dave doesn't get COVID within the next 2 weeks, I say it's all bullshit.
Yeah. It's so hard to say it's just fucking bullshit.
No, I'm just kidding, obviously, but
a lot of it is bullshit, and I think it's politicized. Like, I don't think they fucking care about us. If they cared about us, cigarettes would be illegal, fucking skydiving would be illegal, all this shit, cars would be illegal. It's fucking, I think it's another money grab. They're taking advantage of a fucking crisis.
Yeah, and if you don't have health insurance, what's the fucking vaccine going to cost you? The mandatory vaccine.
Exactly. And not even that, if you fucking have to go on a ventilator for any reason, like, once you come back out of having to go on a ventilator and you don't have insurance, you're looking at a probably $100,000 fucking hospital bill.
Suicide.
Yeah.
Some people, for sure, especially if they have life insurance and a family, like no job. There's going to be people that are killing themselves over this shit. And
it's the government is a fucking giant mafia. They only care about protecting themselves. They've spent trillions and trillions of dollars over the years building bunkers and shit for the top political elite. And when shit really hits the fan, they fucking drop the ball like they have every goddamn crisis we've had since World War II.
Yeah, it's crazy that we rely on, I mean, that's what they're there for, but it's crazy that they're telling us what to do, especially.
Right. And then there's pictures of governors all around the country that are having their own little Christmas parties or Thanksgiving get-togethers, and none of them have masks on, and it's fucking hypocritical.
100% hypocritical.
It drives me nuts, man. I get so pissed off. And I'm mad that fucking everybody's mad at their neighbor, their people in their community that we used to get along with, and they're mad at them for trying to keep their business open, when everybody should be fucking mad at the government for mismanaging this shit. We've been moving trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars into the fucking military, and we put all this money into protecting us from foreign forces, but they totally fucked us on the pandemic part of it.
Well, China still got in.
Yeah, all the other shit. Then yeah, it's all the other shit that they need to be doing as a fucking government, they're not, and they're sending it to super wealthy defense contract people, Raytheon and Lockheed Martin, and all those people are fucking making so much money. Sorry, my dog just opened the door. Go.
Fucking dogs.
Okay. The war on terror was fucking a welfare program for the fucking military industrial complex. And
yeah, man. This is way deeper than I was trying to get today. But
sorry.
It's all the same shit. You're right. And we've got one relief check, and I've been lucky enough to have work and do cash work in the summer.
They just passed a $750 billion defense bill that basically they're going to get, but they can't pass any more stimulus. They can't help anybody out. The CARES Act, you got $1,200 once, but most of that fucking money went to top people, donors of campaigns, special interest groups
that don't need $1,200.
Yeah.
That laugh at $1,200 when it hits their bank account. Don't even notice.
Amazon has made 100%. All these big corporations, it's not as bad here being locked down. There's still a few small businesses open, but like in California, there's fucking no place shut down. But you can still you can't go to your local sporting goods store and buy a fucking baseball mitt, but you can go on Amazon and still buy a baseball mitt because Amazon's essential. And you have 5 people working in this fucking little mom and pop shop, or you've got 1,000 people working in a warehouse for Amazon, and Amazon 100%. Can still sell fucking baseball mitts. If Amazon has to be there because they're essential, then only sell fucking essential things. The hypocrisy is just crazy, man.
Yeah, I agree. That's not what I want. I definitely love the accessibility, especially for Christmas shopping. And yeah, I probably could have supported local business a little better with my Christmas shopping. But let's be honest, I'm possibly a risk to the fucking community.
Right.
So,
and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just fucked up that little people are getting shat on again. Once again, the people who need it most during a crisis, and the top 1% is making all the fucking money.
And now they're saying
fucking system's rigged, man. It's a Ponzi scheme.
And now they're saying,
and that's why I think this is all bullshit.
Right.
Most of it, and it's all politicized, and it's all a big money grab, and they want more fucking control. They don't give a fuck about you. They give a fuck about their control. And if they can make us fight each other over stupid bullshit and they don't, and we should be getting fucking mad at the government. We should come together and put our differences aside and be pissed off that this is how they fucking manage this shit.
Not to mention the convenient timing of a pandemic where the country is already split in two. So we already hate each other and it doesn't matter. And then fucking public health becomes political. Fucking masks. Now, if you don't wear a mask, you're a racist. And if you do, you're queer, Yep.
And that's why people are fucking easy prey for people like Donald Trump to come in and take advantage of that. It's like, you want to fight against people coming together and radicalizing, help them keep their jobs,
Yeah, people don't have time for this shit when they're at work. Like, I think people going to work is half of what keeps the country not only economically stimulated and all that jazz, but it keeps us sane. Gives people purpose and security. And even though we may be wage slaves to this fucking system, at least we have the illusion that we have the potential or the chance to rise above our current situation. The American dream.
Yep.
But now we don't even have that. You're told to stay home, go fuck yourself. If you can't feed your kids, that's your fucking problem.
Yeah, should have saved more money. You should have figured out the system. You should know how to move your money around and manage assets. You're supposed to be a hedge fund manager and have a full-time job. You're supposed to know how to, but we're not going to teach you any of this shit in school.
No.
It's There's a fucking shadow government, man. I don't want to get too conspiratorial, but it all fucking keeps making sense. Every time I leave the conspiracy mind, I come back and it's like, they're fucking doing it again. Scummy motherfuckers.
Well, how about this? How about they're saying that the first fleet of vaccines is going to go to poor minorities? Would you trust them?
No.
Just like, you know what? For the first time ever, we're going to help the poor minority. Fuck that. All of a sudden, they're all sterile or something?
Yeah, they're all corrupt, man. It's shitty.
I don't know if you noticed, but I have two beverages.
Wow,
they're both
what
delicious.
You got there?
Got a German St. Pauli girl and the whiskey, Hoover's whiskey that Drew brought us with the one-eyed beagle.
That shit is actually pretty good.
It's fantastic with A-Rock. Like, just a little dilution, it is way more palatable for me. And I know this isn't the whiskey reel, but I'm getting notes of marijuana because it's from Colorado.
That's the thing. I think people get too worried about what everybody else thinks the whiskey tastes like and forget that it's all about what you get out of it.
100%.
Like, your taste palette is coming from things you've experienced. And so people actually tasting whiskey, like, they're mostly just talking about how, unless they're pretentious assholes like the whiskey reel, but they're mostly talking about shit that they've experienced themselves, corns and molasses and breakfast spices.
Yeah, when it does come to
spice, is that just pepper?
Like a nutmeg, maybe?
Okay.
But that's more of a seasonal spice, right? That's like a Christmas spice.
Cinnamon, French toast, stuff like that.
Fucking love cinnamon, dog. Yeah, but when it comes from the boys over at the Whiskey Reel, at least they do have educated palates, I mean, work behind a bar long enough, you're going to taste damn near anything, whether you like it or not.
For sure. I mean, I can definitely tell the difference between like a Kush and some kind of haze,
100%.
Unless it's just shit, then it just tastes like shit. But
yeah,
you get whiskeys like that too.
Yes. I don't know if you listened to today's episode of the Whiskey Reel. It's their Christmas episode, but Sean Moe brought over Evan Williams eggnog, which he bought for $9. Uh, they had mixed feelings about it. Sean Moe loves it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I've just never been a big fan of eggnog.
Fuck no.
I don't know. I'm particular with my alcohol. They either got to be sweet or just straight up alcohol. I don't like to get too crazy.
Yeah.
With the spiciness and tomato juice. And have you had the PBR hard coffee?
I have not.
That shit is fucking delicious. I was very surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm interested.
I thought it was going to taste like coffee PBR, like beer and coffee. And I was kind of, but Jess Mackey made me try one. I was like, this is fucking delicious. They're kind of expensive.
Makes sense, but you still gotta look like a hipster and get your caffeine fix. So that's cool. You look like you had nothing on it.
I drank 4 of those on the roof putting up Christmas lights when I conveniently do chores when the in-laws are here. Like, we gotta put up the Christmas lights today. Which I did, but I also sat on the roof and drank PBR hard coffee.
Right, and there's also somebody to take responsibility for the child. I mean, it's a win-win-win.
Yeah, it's really hard to get up on the roof now when nobody's here to watch the kid.
Seems like a risk. Kid starts crying, you fall off the roof. It's a whole thing.
For sure.
Fucking National Lampoons all over again.
That movie is so great now. I feel you just connect with Clark Griswold so much more.
Now that you have kids?
Oh yeah.
A kid?
Yeah. She's like having 2. She's a lot of goddamn. I couldn't imagine having twins or 4 or 5.
No.
The highs make up for the lows, man. I guess it's like comedy. Like when she fucking smiles and does something cool or learns something new that you see her evolve, like it definitely makes up for the lows.
Awesome.
But man, those lows are lows when they're low. Yeah, it comes to mind.
Comedy. It came to mind.
I've never said murder suicide so many times.
I believe that because you can't just leave the kid on her own. She's safe for dead. Nope. Let's be honest.
That's probably it. That's a good point. This podcast is taking a turn.
I know. I was trying to make it our Christmas special.
Merry fucking Christmas. It's 2020.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Government is killing our economy. I've been watching the show on Vice called While the Rest of Us Die. And I binge watched that last night and it just made me all pissed off. Because it's really good. And you're like, these motherfuckers.
Just fucking killing it. Loving life.
You can just see that it's a fucking power grab. They're worried about losing power, and so they do fucking crazy shit, and everybody gets mad at each other. You're all a bunch of goddamn idiots.
Yeah, I don't want to be the guy to say it, especially on this podcast, because I love it and I don't want to go to prison over it. But yeah, man, it might be time for the pitchfork. I was gonna say torches, but has bad connotations.
Yeah. That's the thing that I don't know if the sides could come together right now. Everybody's so mad at each other. There's just like, you see it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately, just any kind of Durango Herald, like any kind of post that the Durango Herald does, you go on there and it turns into pro-left, pro-right. We're better than you. And everybody's guilty of it. It's tribalism.
Definitely.
Again, and we should all be fucking mad at our government.
So to take a quick left turn, you just mentioned the Herald. Did you see in the Herald that they just approved a rec pot shop on the state line?
Dude, I thought that was such a good spot for a weed store for so long.
Well, if they don't just have cops parked outside on the state line, Like, is there any more blatant, like, let's traffic marijuana move?
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have a hard time. I mean, and they're gonna have some sort of reasonable suspicion or traffic violation to pull them over. I mean,
Dude,
they can't, because they can't technically see that store from the state line. It's a little bit further, but I mean, yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to stop every car that comes through,
or just have two cops, one sitting on one side of the store and one sitting on the state line. It's outside of jurisdiction, but they're not arresting anybody there. They just send them over to your speed trap or weed trap, as it were.
I think that would be just a horrible waste of resources. But again, our government is fucking horrible. So,
dude, as far as a way of collecting revenue legally,
yeah,
it's just so blatant. It really, in my opinion, and it's gonna fuck over a lot of Durango-based dispensaries.
for sure.
Somebody on Facebook on the Durango Herald site, because I commented and was just like, it's gonna hurt dispensaries here, but they're gonna fucking kill it. And somebody disagreed with me. They were like, we have plenty of local business. I was like, wait till the dispensary shuts down.
Oh yeah, because our economy is definitely based around local business. It's not tourism at all.
Yeah, especially when New Mexico shut down.
Oh no, there's gonna be tons of people. That's why I don't think they're gonna crack. They're gonna get a few people for sure, but they're not gonna get everybody.
The hoopties.
You know, and I mean they could be doing that with people going all the way into town. And then I bet they pulled over lots of people coming just straight from state line, and they do some sort of traffic violation, and then they smell weed and they get a bust. But I think they've really lightened up a little bit on weed. You know, small amounts of weed in Farmington.
Yeah, I would hope so, but we could use this as a public service announcement. Pull over and smoke weed by the river. Don't smoke weed in your car.
Get out of your car.
Yeah, do it in the wind. Fucking let some airflow around you. Me and Phil are legally in Colorado smoking organic homegrown marijuana.
I'm blowing it out the window so my kid don't get high.
I don't have a kid. I'm fucking up my audio equipment. What's up?
Seems fine.
It's been years.
Very hazy in both of our rooms that we've had those equipments in. Yeah. You were talking the other night like you wanted to have a kid, and I was trying to convince your girl not to, but then I was like thinking, I was like, then me and Brian could have kids together. That would be fun. It's a lot of work though, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally not ready, and my girlfriend has an implant that makes it impossible for a couple years. I mean, pretty impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, makes her body an inhabitable environment, I believe.
Yeah. You know, but you never know. You might have them hard-working motherfucking tadpoles coming out.
I haven't been holding back. I'll tell you that. Just live loads, live ammunition.
It's weird that it feels so much better to just not pull out. It's like 100% better value.
I don't know if I'll ever pull out again, man. I'll just get a vasectomy and keep busting nuts.
If we have one more, I'm cutting them.
2 seems plenty. Yeah. I'm not a big family trying to have kind of guy.
No.
Give it enough time. Hopefully they'll have kids. I've disappointed my parents in that aspect, but luckily my little sisters have done their part.
All of them, or just like one?
No, one on my mom's side, one on my dad's side. And then, my brother, he contributed.
Right. Yeah.
There's not a lack of grandchildren.
Yeah, that is definitely a cool part, is watching your parents get excited about it.
Dude, when I was Christmas shopping, I was like, this would be so much easier if I had a kid. I could send a picture of my kid to everybody, and they'd be fine. Just a family picture, whatever. I could show up at my mom's with the kid, and she would be way more pumped. She'd understand I couldn't afford presents because there's the kid, And then I get new toys to play with.
For sure. Yeah, this year is the first year that the family has decided that we're not kids anymore. Like, you guys had a good run, but we're not fucking buying you anything this year. It's like, thank God I don't have some useless fucking turtleneck that I was never going to wear anyway.
Yeah, bro. Goodwill has done well off of my unused gifts. Actually, I go Humane Society, but Goodwill.
Yeah.
Said it here.
They're part of the shadow government.
Yeah, when you look at the numbers of the money that comes in versus what goes out.
It's a for-profit business.
Yeah.
But it's a brand.
They have this beautiful illusion where everybody's just like, I'm doing charity. Why is this place so much more expensive than every other thrift shop?
We employ homeless people.
Not here, bro.
I was in Goodwill the other day, and there was this dude in there that he had to have had shit in his pants. It was so bad. And he was like going everywhere I was going. I had to end up just leaving because we were like following the same track, or I just kept running into him. Right. And he smelled like a big bag of shit. It was really bad.
Homeless people stink, Phil. That is a well-known fact. I mean, if you're only out...
Yeah. It might have been more like mental illness stink. Like, I don't know if he knew he pooped his pants. It was bad.
That's unfortunate. And that's just sad. But that's Reagan, right? Reagan fucked all that up?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's really when we started pumping money into the system, too.
And started the drug war?
Yep. No, he really started some shit. There's a big domino effect from him into the Bush era of just being real corrupt and shitty.
Yeah, I know very few things about politics, and I like to throw them in there when I get the opportunity, but I can't ever follow the conversation.
Yeah, I know. I wish I had the time to do more research. But yeah, if you can watch Vice or have a place to watch Vice, that was while the rest of us are dying. That's a good one. Makes you pissed off though.
Yeah, I have Vice News on HBO, but I don't have like the Vice channel. And every time I try to find it on YouTube, they're pretty locked down. It's like some Disney shit.
Yeah, we have it on Hulu.
Oh, I have Hulu.
Yeah. It might be on there.
Nice, man. So, are you going to your family's for Christmas? You gonna do another small gathering, or your sister worrying you?
They're all non-mask wearers.
Right.
My mom's driving. My mom and Eddie are driving up here.
So, well, she's already gotten it, right?
Yeah.
Did Eddie get it?
Huh?
Did Eddie get it?
He didn't get it. They were able to quarantine.
That sucks.
They're not going to be able to fly because Eddie doesn't want to get it. His company's super strict about it.
Right.
I know it's going to be so hard I want my family to fucking wear masks. You know, like I wish we could just agree that the masks are a good idea. I was watching something the other day that it's not just, you actually are helping protect yourself with a mask because if you do get the virus, you can get a lot less dosage of it, like a lot less concentration. And that amount of virus that you get into your lungs actually plays a part in how ferocious it is.
It's an air filter.
Exactly. And so wearing masks, if anything, you might not keep you from getting it completely, but you can get a less concentrated dose of it.
Right.
But it's so hard to explain to my family from Wyoming that are coming down that they should wear fucking masks.
They don't wear masks at Walmart there, buddy.
No, but yeah, their hometown has 7 people in it.
Right.
Maybe a little. It's actually more than that. It's like 1,000, maybe less than that. 500 to 600 people in the little town.
So one of them could take it back and decimate that place.
They're hard people. They're fucking cowboys up there. Coronavirus doesn't know discrimination.
Cowboys get sick too, my friend.
I know. I think it's in a gray area, just like everything else in life, and there's exaggeration on the left and exaggeration on the right. People have lost their fucking minds.
Yeah, going through this, I do think has helped me from getting sick all around, though. Because
I agree.
I'm constantly washing my hands. I'm wearing a mask. I keep social distancing. The mask thing, I want to go away eventually. I don't want this to turn into China, like where everybody you see has masks. Like I've read studies on how it fucks up kids because they're not learning facial expressions from strangers and shit.
For
like,
sure.
All these memories.
I've only ever seen her doctors and nurses with masks on.
Doctors and nurses, I get a little more. Like they just,
but still, like
exposure.
That's never happened in any generation up until now. Like she's never seen, she's never been in a doctor's appointment without a mask on.
Right. I mean, that's the one that makes the most sense to me, obviously. Or if you know you're sick, like if you just in the future, if you knew you were sick, you wore a fucking mask. If you had to go to the store, like that wouldn't be a bad thing.
That's why a lot of the Asian countries do that, is it's more of a respect thing.
Like, totally.
It's a cultural thing. If you're sick, you wear a mask, and you're just polite.
Yeah, and they're just so jammed together too. Like there's so many people that if one person gets sick without a little more protection, like you're just fucking so many more people. I think the population density has to do with the politeness.
Yeah, and our government could have went about it differently, because as soon as you tell some, especially hardcore patriotic Americans, that they can't do something, then they're gonna want to fucking do it.
And if the president says it's dumb.
Exactly, if the president is a fucking idiot and he doesn't know what he's saying. Again, I think he's part of the shadow government, and they're just pulling us apart so that we're not looking at them. But there's a lot to what's going on. And I think coronavirus is real. I don't think it's a fucking hoax. And I think everybody should wear masks until we can get it under control. But we also mismanage the fuck out of it, and we're all attacking each other.
Yeah, I mean,
directed anger.
I definitely believe in the coronavirus. I have a friend that consider a pretty good friend that I saw a lot, out in the real world when it existed, but he just got it, and it's been like 3 weeks, and he's on an inhaler for maybe indefinitely. Like they don't know, but he's struggling to breathe, and he's like, I have a feeling I might have some permanent damage here. Don't fucking take this as a joke. Like wear a mask, please. Like, everybody's fine with getting sick and recovering, but are you willing to get sick and suffer permanent damage, never be able to run a mile again without fucking collapsing because you can't get enough air into your lungs?
Yeah. Well, it's a weird virus. They don't know much about it still.
But we have a vaccine.
Oof, that's scary. I would almost rather get a small dose because I'm wearing my mask.
Dude, there's no reason for you to get a vaccine. Like you're a stay-at-home dad at the moment, like that works online, you're not out in the workforce publicly. But Coel, you know what I mean? Me, like it's gonna take way longer to get here, but who's saying by the time it gets here we're getting the newest shit? We're gonna get the hand-me-down shit from the dope places because all the new shit's gonna go there. They're gonna be like, send it to Durango. Like the new shit's gonna come to Denver, and they're gonna send the leftovers to Durango. That's what we're gonna get.
Get the natural light.
Yeah, Telluride's gonna get the good shit.
Oh yeah, they're part of the 1%. Rich people ski in Telluride, and celebrities ski in Aspen.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, I'd like to ski in Telluride, but
yeah, not all rich people are bad. It's just the top of the pyramid that's controlling everything, that owns everything, and they refuse to help out, and the whole system is rigged to just fuck everybody else while the top get paid.
And they had a fucking good year, man.
They've had a while. Yeah, they've had a good run, and they're scared of a revolution right now. That's why they're.
This is how kings got beheaded and shit. Shit got to the point where people were like, we can't do this anymore. We can't live like this.
Yep. Well, that's the thing. Nobody's in there. Bernie Sanders fucking voted for the CARES Act that fucking moved money to the top. Like he didn't hear him screaming, him and AOC screaming about how this is gonna fuck everybody and this is not the right, They went along with it like everybody else.
It was his only shot, probably.
Yeah. Well, and there's really nothing he could have done about it anyway.
Yeah.
So it's career suicide if you don't go along with the game.
Does it really matter at this point, Bernie? If your career is over, bro, stop going to work. Fucking go get a lake house, hang out with your grandkids, fucking throw a stick to a dog. Adopt an old dog so it doesn't outlive you.
Well, those career politicians, they've never really known anything else. And they've never really worked for they're all getting paid right now. Nobody's having to take a pay cut while everybody else suffers.
That does seem to be the major issue, is the lack of balance. And just the hypocrisy. That's all. It's the best word for it. It's straight up hypocrisy. I also think that, like, if we shut down for 2 months, straight the fuck up, shut down and wore masks and didn't fucking do anything, we might have like pulled through in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
But we're way past that. Businesses are dead and dying.
That's the thing. If the government actually they can just print money. It's infinite. There's metrics and there's things that they have to go through, but basically they just fucking print money. And and it's not printing money, they type it into a keyboard. It's all keystrokes, but they make money exist out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And if they would have told everybody, if they're just fucking real with everybody, if Trump wasn't an idiot, if they were able to unite, if there was a president that was able to unite us and was like, we all have to stay home for 2 months, we're going to give your businesses enough money to keep paying you. You're all going to get paid. Let's do this together. Here's the science. Here's the data. But no, it's a fucking chess game between them all. They don't give a fuck about us. It's a fucking chess. We're all pawns in their fucking chess game.
And everybody's just seeing what they can get away with. The calculations are maniacal,
it's not just a bill that passes to give everybody money. They put all this other little shit in there. It's not just one thing that they're passing. They're passing all kinds of other fucking shit, slowly taking our rights away without us knowing, making us mad at each other.
I'm so glad we could share this Christmas cheer today.
Are you still going to Phoenix for Christmas?
Yes.
Nice.
But I'm like the whiskey reel. One of the last things they said on the podcast was stay in your fucking town for Christmas. And I kind of agree with that, but I stayed at home for Thanksgiving, a gathering that would have been like 15, 20 rednecks. But I'm going to see a house of 4, and I'm driving there in Phoenix. They're all good. I just got tested. So, I don't know. If my test results come back positive, I guess maybe I'll think about it. But yeah, I'm not going to just roll into my mom's house if I get a test that says positive, obviously. But if it comes back negative, man, I don't see why it's a problem. I've just quarantined.
Yeah.
I'm on quarantine, basically, to go see my mom.
It's like a speed limit.
Yeah.
It's there for stupid people mostly.
Yeah, and again, she offered to fly me.
It's like my family. I love you all, but like nobody is gonna even. My mom and Eddie, I think, are gonna wear a mask. Me and Coel probably wear a mask, and Donna, but everybody's gonna want to hold the baby, and she fucking puts everything in her mouth. And I've seen people like let her suck on their finger. Oh, it's so cute. Just like, so I'm gonna have to fucking be a dick and tell everybody I lay my foot down and be the fucking goddamn liberal from Durango telling everybody they have to wear a mask around their baby.
And you're a fool if you don't think that's gonna come up.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It's gonna be that way.
Every time I say something sensible, fucking Durango.
Going to school to be a nurse, but she's like in Wyoming, so she's gonna be acting like she's a expert, and that's the thing. It isn't that bad for some people. It is bad for other people. There was a friend that I had, or she was a friend that I had in high school, and she died. She was died in March, April, one of the first ones to get it in Farmington. But I think she also had medical issues.
She a big girl?
Big-ish.
Bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
Potential medical issues.
Right.
You don't have to be that big. Like,
no.
220, 230 for your average woman is like way more than your body's like built to manage. And I don't know. That sounds pretty insensitive. Let's
to preach to the choir, but fucking nobody's talking about actual health and wellness and bettering yourself and how to boost your immune system. It's all fucking political.
Yeah, that should be that should be on the news every fucking day. Eat healthy, exercise. And that's another reason why I don't think I've gotten COVID, because I've worked out every single day. And I think I'd notice, you know what I mean? If I had symptoms, because I could totally be asymptomatic, fucking 30-year-old, relatively healthy individual. But I've also been drinking a lot at night and smoking a shitload of weed. So I feel like between the three, I would notice.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
but I'm also wearing a mask and not going around people when I'm told I came in contact with somebody that tested positive.
Yeah, I'm scared for a disease that's actually extremely deadly, and how we are not prepared for a pandemic like that.
So far, I'm 0 for 3, son, or 3-0. So I'm doing. Come with the deadly shit. Just kidding. Murder my whole family. That'd be awesome.
That would be horrible.
And my girlfriend works at a bank with money. You think people in their cars have gloves on when they're handling their money?
Some people do.
Yeah, like 5%.
Face shields.
Yeah, very low percentage. And it's all drive-through, but it's still coming in contact with shit that somebody could have just coughed on.
I mean, it's always been that way. I mean, there's always been fucking diseases that could kill you. And it's just crazy how hyper-focused we are about it now. Like, everybody's became germaphobe.
Just because it's new, it seems like. Well, and they blew it the fuck up. It's the media. This shit is intentional. Unless, I mean, a lot of people have died. Like, a lot of people. Like 300,000.
300,000, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not, but 500,000 people die every year from cigarettes.
And that's something that doesn't get brought up enough.
There's millions of kids around the world that starve to death every year. There's so many other things that kill people that we could take control of that we do fucking nothing about.
What, COVID?
Yeah.
But I get it.
Again, I think they figured out a way to take advantage of the situation.
I agree. And I started really believing that come like June and then August. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then Durango actually started getting hit. And then I actually started feeling the repercussions of it because of our little bubble. It took a lot longer for that wave to hit us. But when it did, like, dude, we might have like 3 cooks that can actually work right now.
Yeah.
Which is fine because we only need 2 to keep up with the amount of orders we got. But it's a lot of people out of work.
You froze for a second.
You did too.
Might have been my internet.
So you're not really looking forward to Christmas.
I am. I want to see my mom. It's my kid's first Christmas. Like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm scared, but not that scared. I don't know. I don't want her to get it, but it's not been that harmful to kids. I don't want Nana, like she smokes a pack, 2 packs a day. Like
For how
anything
long?
affect for 60 years. I don't know. Since she was 10.
Fucking savage.
Like, her whole life, she's smoked. She had a fucking stroke and said she was gonna stop for 4 days. And then her Reiki master got the blockage out of her brain through her feet. And now she's good. The blockage isn't there.
Sounds
because
legit.
Bev told her that it's fine.
No scans, no MRIs.
No, she's
like
a
that.
zonologist. That's what it is. Zonology. She rubs the bottom of her feet and she like clears blockages from 60 years of smoking cigarettes.
I mean, after a stroke, I'd probably get a second opinion before I was just like diving back in.
It's that generation, and she is the Fox News, right? I mean, they're the old people now, and they beat the hippies back then.
Sweetest lady in the world, I just want to say.
She is. She really is. She would let anybody in her house to help out, but she's also
addicted to
she's
cigarettes.
Like she's hippie in her own way, you know. She thinks that zonology works. She puts frankincense under her nose when she goes into the store because Jesus is protecting her.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, frankincense and myrrh.
Yeah, frankincense is good enough for baby Jesus, good enough for me.
That was a perfect
and it's
impression.
So sweet and innocent. Like she's like the best part of being Christian. You know, she really is a good person.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, your grandma, my great grandma.
Yeah, it's just that generation. And like she's gone 70 years of her life thinking one way, and I'm not going to be the asshole grandkid that gives a shit about Jesus at the Christmas dinner table.
Yeah. Dude, I wish I got everybody. So going back to Christmas, I got everybody in my mom's family, including the toddler, Christmas sweaters. Not a small price tag at the end of the day. Because I got good ones.
They're like $30 a piece.
At least. Yeah. I got the cool ones. I wanted them all to be like, you know, kind of representative. I wanted people to see them and be like stoked, you know? So I wish Kelly's came in today. It's Rick and Morty. It's super cool. But I was hoping it was mine so I could wear it on this, but it's a Wu-Tang Christmas sweater.
Oh, I was just
so hard, dog.
I was just thinking about that because I saw one the other day. I was like, I want the Wu-Tang one.
Dude, I was gonna get the Mike Tyson one, but it doesn't come till January.
Chinese.
Yeah. So yeah. But all these are coming in 5 days, so we're close-ish. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I fucking hated drop shipping. It was just I felt like I was part of the dirty system. And you're just taking products off of AliExpress and putting them on a landing page that somebody clicks on Facebook, and you charge $30 for something you got for $2, and it has to come from China, so it takes 2 fucking weeks, sometimes longer, like a month. People would order shit for Christmas and be like, I would have to handle all the customer service because that was basically my job. It was just constant, like, where the fuck is it at? I was like, I don't know, it's in China. Sorry. I'm fucking horrible at that, man. I'm much better with numbers. I hate customer service.
Customer service. I don't think I could ever do it again.
Some people make so much money doing that drop shipping, building websites, and like millions of dollars every year, but it's just fucking cheap shit. And until you make enough money to get with a wholesale supplier like in America and get the, you know, it's only profitable because it's so cheap that you're getting it from China, and you have to pay.
It takes forever.
Yeah, and you have to pay. The more of the expense is coming from the Facebook ad cost. It costs. That's basically what your job is find these little fucking gadgets that you think white ladies might like, and target them on Facebook and put it in front of them, and they're like, "Oh, I'll pay $50 for this," even though I could find it myself and get it from the exact same people that they're getting it from, and it's like $2.
Yeah, but those websites are sketchy, dog.
No,
I'm
they're
scared
not.
about web security.
AliExpress, that's where I was getting everything from drop shipping. AliExpress is like the next Amazon. Like AliExpress is a good Alibaba. I mean, you could buy stock and their stock is going up. And you could go on there and get this exact same price as everybody else. But that's what people are doing with drop shipping. You see those ads for like shit that kind of looks cheap, and you go and you click on their Facebook ad, and it goes to their website that they've built with like Shopify, and you buy it from them. They charge you $40, and they just turn around and buy the shit from AliExpress and put your address into it, so it ships to you. So all they're doing is basically putting the ad in front of you and taking a fee for finding this gadget for you.
Convenience fee.
Yeah, it is.
They put it in front of you.
It is. But I still feel shitty about doing it because some of the stuff is just so crappy.
Yeah, I get that part, but it's like it's basically a gas station. You know, it's an online gas station.
Oh yeah, it is, and there's stuff.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, it's business. It's everybody gets a cheaper price than you until AliExpress pays less.
Right. Well, that's also a great reason to shop local at people you care about. If you have a friend that opens a store or a bar or anything, you should support them because people are making money off this. Wouldn't you rather give it to them?
I've been anything I can buy local. I've been trying to, like Kratom. I usually get it online, but I've been getting it at Third Eye because the price isn't that bad.
If they got a good
it's like going into it looks like going into a medical dispensary in the old days with just mason jars all over the wall with different strains. They've got like 100 different strains in there. Nice. Crazy.
Of Kratom?
Uh-huh.
That's exciting. I didn't know there was 100 strains of Kratom.
Yeah, like red is more for nighttime. White is kind of uplifting, like coffee more, and green's kind of in between.
See, I knew that, so I thought there was 3.
Well,
there's multiples of each.
Yeah. I mean, there's different, and different companies, different types. Strains. Just like with weed, there's indica, hybrid, sativa, but within those, there's all kinds of other things. Yeah. And it's plant material, so there's different alkaloids, different I'm high now. I can't think of the word.
Doesn't matter.
Terpenes. God damn.
Terpenes? Yeah. That's a weed word, bro.
Terpenes, tannins, all those things. So it gives you different effects. One red will do make me super sleepy, and then another red won't do much.
Nice. I'm kind of excited that this Zoom meeting's still going. Last I heard, it was a 45-minute limit.
Huh.
That's kind of why I was looking around. But we've been going an hour, and I didn't put my credit card into anything. So
sweet. Hopefully they're like, fuck you.
Oh yeah, won't give me the
recording. They found out it was
recording.
our Christmas episode, and they're being jolly.
That'd be fantastic. I'm wearing suspenders, son. They're hooked to sweats, but what's up? Dude, I've been wearing sweatpants.
This actually probably has throw up on it, for sure.
Yeah, but it's your kids.
It's not that bad. It really isn't.
Yeah, if you're wearing your throw up, you're disgusting. If you have your kids throw up, you're a good dad.
Yeah, because it's... Yeah, well, and my throw up's fucking tacos and shit. Hers is mostly milk.
Right.
Now she's eating solid food, though. Her poop definitely stinks.
Really?
Yeah, the milk was fine. It just kind of smelled like sour milk. But now that she's eating solids, it's like, oh, it gags me now. It gets rough.
I hope it gets better, man.
That's that fun shit.
Literally.
Well, but you need to just, be a famous comedian, and then you can just leave the kid with your housewife and go on the road.
Little ginger housewife, yeah.
Yeah.
She knows that's like the goal, you know what I mean? But it takes a long journey before you get to that like Friday, Saturday, Sunday comedy, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and come home Sunday kind of shows where you're really making money. Like the biggest opportunity that could possibly happen for like a young comedian is to get somebody to see you and take you on the road that has the clout to get those Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And if you're gone 3 days a week, your girl could work 4 days a week, switch off the kid. You know, you could pull that off, I think, as long as you were very present when you were at home. You know, like there'd have to be a switch.
Yeah, and that's pretty much Coel does night duty. She gets to hang out with her during the night. It's like you get night duty. You know, it is really cool that I get to just hang out with her all day. And like sometimes it gets tough, but for the most part, it's not a lot of dads get that kind of relationship with their daughter.
Dude, it's super rare. And I also think that throughout the quarantine is the first time where I was sitting at home, forced to sit home because I was on quarantine. And I was just thinking, man, if I had a kid, I could be doing something super cool right now. Like a little dump truck in the snow. You went, what?
We built the fort the other day.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
I built it. She can't do it yet, but
right.
And then we laid underneath and looked at the sun coming in through the blanket and cool shit like that.
Right. I can do that. I'm fully capable. I have the resources, but if my girlfriend walks in and I have a fort, like it might make her think a little bit about my maturity level and if she's ready to, send it into this next level of commitment.
Right. Yeah. Well, you just say you're getting ready to build forts.
That scares her more.
Game. Yeah.
I'm actually more, I talk about it a lot and I'm super scared of having a kid, but I think I'm actually more ready than she is because I'm 30. Yeah. I've gotten to this point where I'm kind of looking for, and that makes it sound sad because I'm almost giving up, but I'm looking for a little more purpose. Right. And my family's constantly bugging the shit out of me about it. And you can't do it to make them happy, but you get what I'm saying. Dude, our walls are the same color.
Pretty much, yeah. Shitty Renner brown.
It almost looks like we're on other sides of the same shitty room.
We are, man.
Yeah, we definitely wouldn't be doing this shit. I'd buy another GoPro before going with this, but it's fantastic for the, for the situation.
It's cool that we have the technology to be safe and still talk about dicks and butt. We haven't really talked about dicks and buttholes that much.
Oh yeah, let's get into the dicks and buttholes.
I talked about I was watching a porn, or I was going to try to find some porn the other day, and there was just a clip of this girl like fisting her asshole. And it's just not a turn on to me, the gaping asshole thing.
And you didn't click
on it? I was more just curious. I watched it for a little while just because it was like, what do I need to do to not make my daughter do this for a living?
I do the same thing with gay porn.
Yeah.
But it's about me.
Right. What can I do to make this happen?
Yeah. If I can turn Jacob Jonas, I think we have a winning team.
Yeah. No, I've watched bisexual porn to see if it's a thing, and it's just not like
two guys, one girl.
Yeah, and like where they're fucking each other and the girl, and like one's fucking the girl and one's fucking the guy in the ass, and yeah.
Yeah, I found out a long time ago. More than one dick. I'm out.
Yeah. I think the bridge building thing, that still slightly turns me on, but the full on Not like, yeah. I mean, you see a girl giving two dudes a blowjob, I'll still jerk off to that if I need to.
Hey man, when I was
I got
single,
like 5 minutes left. I don't have enough time for another one to load.
right? When I was
Go with
single and a savage, yeah, I would watch two dudes just fuck up a pork. I'd come, I felt great about it.
Yeah, but as
that
soon
was
as one of those
rare.
guys put their dick in the other guy's mouth, that's just not my thing.
Yeah, it definitely prolongs the orgasm or time to orgasm.
Yeah, I watch it in curiosity, just like the girl putting her fist in her ass, like her whole fist, and it's amazing. I get kind of why Sean Moe likes those things.
Dude, you're going down the wrong path, brother.
I don't want him to send me anything.
Well, he listens.
I know. Don't send me anything. I'm just saying I relate. I understand. It's I'm very curious about it. But when really nasty shit, no. I would never watch two girls in one cup again.
Never again.
There's no curiosity there. I understand what's going on there.
Well, because you synced it, Phil. Have you watched an old lady on what's the vibrating saddle? God damn it. I just had the word.
But I've seen old lady porn. Seen it pop up.
Like fucking.
It's weird how Pornhub sometimes is like, I think you might like this.
Yeah.
What gave you the impression that I was going to like this?
It's like a pickup line, dog. They're just taking a shot.
Yeah. It's like, you like threesome porn. You might like granny fucking two black dudes. Maybe.
Maybe. I feel like we should talk a little more Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Well, we had to throw in a little bit of dick and buttholes. And we literally talked about dick and buttholes for a few minutes, so that's nice.
Yeah, I almost fucked a pregnant girl at Christmas once, so. She was a friend of a family friend, It was like two people removed, and she was kind of coming on to me.
See, I've fucked a pregnant girl, but never one with my baby. Or never not one with my baby.
Never one with my baby.
I phrased that wrong.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
My dick, my kid. Nobody wants that.
No. It is weird.
Was it weird?
Slightly.
Was there certain positions?
Thinking about it, there's a baby in there.
Yeah, but what about like the spooning position? But eventually your hand's going to hit her stomach, so you're going to be really aware.
It's strange.
It
still happens, though.
Spooning position, one hand on the tit, one hand under the pillow.
That's the greatest thing for sure is the boobies. They get gigantic.
Giganormous.
Giganormous. I haven't smoked a whole bowl in a long time.
Well, cheers, my friend. This is the conspiracy Christmas special.
Pretty much. I'm actually way more into Christmas this year than I ever have been.
I bet, dude. Did you buy her some cool dope shit?
Yeah. Got a drum set, baby drum set. She's got like some bongos that she plays.
Nice.
She's definitely gonna like the drums.
Nice. She got any rhythm yet, or must suit? Really?
Mostly just. No, she doesn't have rhythm at all.
She's white. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. She's a quarter Mexican, an eighth Mexican. Coel's a quarter. Her mom's a half.
That explains so much.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I ever knew that until just now. But
oh yeah.
No.
I was doing the ancestry.com thing and traced her Mexican side all the way down. And there's like, I think her great grandma came from Spain originally.
Oh.
Mostly up and through New Mexico when New Mexico was still part of Mexico.
Right. So Spanish.
Yeah.
But probably through the generations procreated.
Yeah.
with the locals. Yeah. Mostly, yeah, Native American and fucking Spanish. Yeah. Mexican. Yeah.
It's okay to say Mexican. Mexican's not a racist word.
No, I'm fine
It's
with
the context that you use it,
Yeah, it says it
Like
on
those
buildings. Mexican restaurant. There's not a lot of other racial slur. That's not a slur. That's wetback. There's words.
That one, yeah.
You gotta earn that one though. You gotta swim across the river.
I wish I had a hype button.
That's all. That's almost a fucking badge of honor. That one. All right. If you earned it, I would never say it. I don't got any hate in my heart. I'm actually gonna try to learn Spanish. I'm working on it, motivation wise.
Yeah, I re-listened to the Greenlight and Whiskey Real collab the other day. And yeah, what's his face? Branderis. He dropped a lot of N-bombs on that one.
No, he thinks he has this hip hop pass.
His tone has changed a bit since the whole riot.
Very, very socially conscious since he started dating a woman of color.
If you guys haven't heard that one, go back and listen. It's funny.
Yeah, there's two of them. If you listen to the Whiskey Roll version, it's a little more PC. Listen to the Greenlight Weekend version, and you get drunk Aaron Brandis, drunk Bobby Noyes, and dry, DD Sean Moriarty, which is still pretty outrageous.
Yeah.
And I was shit-faced. Phil was getting a little aggressive.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I want to do it again.
Well, the Zoom meeting is going to be hard because it's only going to be Aaron.
Can you imagine dealing with that man over a Zoom delay? Like, I'm reading your facial expressions to know when to talk, It's fucked up. I've been trying to watch YouTube Zoom podcasts, with people I love, Mark Norman, Sam Morrell, and it just bums me out. Like, the audio version is almost better, but then you need two computers and a whole fucking mad scientist thing going on.
A good one to listen to is the Bill Burt podcast with Anthony Pompeo. Pomp. I think it's episode 20. He's a Bitcoin guy.
I think I heard that one, actually. That was right before I kind of stopped listening.
Oh, yeah.
I
haven't listened to any of those ones. I listened to the Pomp podcast, and I was like, oh, when my worlds collide, that's fun to listen to a podcast.
The best, dude.
Like, I listened to the Burt cast one with Corey Taylor from Slipknot.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
And there's the Steve-O one with Jonathan Davis of Korn.
I didn't hear that one yet. I've checked out a couple of Steve-O's though. They're really well produced.
Yeah.
As far as the YouTube video side, extremely well produced. It's fucking professional.
Yeah, it's good, and he keeps the conversation going and to the point, and it's not like 3 hours of bullshit. Like it's kind of an interview every time.
Yeah.
It's not bullshit. We talked about all kinds of stuff.
Well, today.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot
you gotta have not all, not everybody's podcast ever is good. You gotta start somewhere. I cannot listen to the old Joe Rogan podcast. They're so bad now.
Really? I listen to some of them only with comedians though.
They're fun, they're nostalgic, but it's just the difference between then and now. If you would have been like, if you've been like, this guy is gonna have.
You're back, my friend.
What happened?
You were gone for a solid minute and a half.
Huh. Yeah, you just froze on my side. My internet's very shitty.
Yeah, you froze and then went away, and there's a good lag of recording there. And I was like making faces because I thought it would
too.
I thought it would come back, so I would be like in a funky position or something.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to run new phone line again.
Oh yeah,
because of the snow.
It's the elements.
Yep.
Well,
what else about Christmas, man?
One thing I wanted to talk about that we have in common is divorced parents. I mean, your parents got divorced when you're 10?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, mine were divorced since I have memory. So
Yeah.
it was way more regular for me to just like, I went to one place on Christmas Eve and then spent the morning there, then went the other place for Christmas evening. And all the plans kind of revolved around me doing that,
Yeah.
as far as when the family got together. But when, like, sorry, I did not mean to get this deep, but when your parents, like, first got divorced and, like, your first Christmas, I guess it was a full year, right? Because
Yeah, because they split up basically on my birthday.
I was there.
They were waiting for Y2K to
Yeah.
make sure the world didn't end.
Dude,
Like,
I was with you.
It was mostly my mom.
Yeah.
My dad was like, he didn't want to do it, but my mom was done. He was super clingy. And she wanted a business professional lifestyle.
Well, clingy, and he had an idea of a way his life was gonna go, where
they were different people.
He did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about the first Christmas when they were split up? Like, how was that? Like at your dad's house, single dude, right? Or did he have a lady?
I can't really remember that Christmas.
That makes
I feel
sense.
like maybe they still maybe did the one Christmas the first year.
Your parents have always been super cool about that.
Well, it got rough in the beginning, and that's the thing. Mandy was only 3 when it happened, so she doesn't remember all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like they definitely fought a lot, and then Eddie came into the picture pretty quick, and so my dad didn't like that one bit, and so it was tough in the beginning, but it became. I remember like the first one we were definitely separated. By then we were already pretty numb to it and kind of knew what was going on.
Yeah, you get used to anything.
Yeah, it was cool because we had 2 Christmases,
Yeah, I'm not even entirely sure who my mom was married to when I was 11. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like a couple different weird situations on my mom's side. And honestly, this year it's the first. Well, I've seen her on Christmas, but now she's like established and she's got a good career going on, and to go spend Christmas with her is like exciting, and feels like low risk situation. I feel like I got to keep saying that, but It's also the first year I'm not going to be at my dad's for Christmas, and we have a big ass, like, awesome family, like, it's a bummer.
Well, that was the cool thing before my mom moved to Houston for like, the last 5 years. Maybe 5 years. My dad and my mom and Eddie and we all had just the same Christmas. Both sides, grandma, grandpa, big giant shindig at my mom's house. And so that was when they all just got together and was being friendly. Like my dad and Eddie were like kind of really good friends almost, Yeah. They would both be in the kitchen cooking, and all the grandparents would be talking, and so it was really cool once all this shit happened, all this shit stopped. But it's weird because I've never really thought about those Christmases. So when I try to look back, I don't have a memory of it.
I don't either. Yeah.
It's weird.
I get that.
I remember like the fighting and stuff like that, but I can't remember any of those Christmases. I do remember the Christmas the year they split up, like right before they did. I think my mom had told my dad already, and my dad was just like super depressed during that Christmas, but we didn't know why. And like you could just tell in his face, and like how he just was in a weird mood, and it's just because he knew that it was gonna be a shitty New Year's.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's
weird that I remember that, but not any of the other Christmases.
Well, it was weird. It was right before a traumatic event. They're all together because it was like 5 days later, 6 or maybe a week, whatever. But yeah, it's weird how I remember all the negative stuff of fighting. I remember, super negative things about my mom's second husband. Like, just like, it's all the fights. That's all I remember. I remember going to the Bar D once, but other than that, there's not like memories built around that part. Like, it was just all the negativity, and then I shifted on. I was just like, all right, new life.
Yeah. I think your brain has a way of filing shit that happens to you.
Yeah.
And that's why when you do acid, that shit just decides to come up. Like, you haven't looked at this memory in a while. Here you go.
Yeah, that one part of my life, not a lot comes up. I was young, for sure. But also, well, I remember like Carlos and Benito, like, and thinking they were my homies, and then I got robbed by fucking Benito, motherfucker. Whatever. It's in the past.
Yeah. Never turn your back on a friend.
Damn it. I wanted to hit the hype button so bad.
Yeah, there was an article I saw today on Facebook that said that Farmington, New Mexico was the second worst place in America to raise kids. Out of every city in America, second place. Third was Albuquerque.
Really?
Yeah.
In the U.S.
In the United States.
With Maryland and Detroit and Compton.
Not just, it wasn't like just about crime. It was like education, extracurricular activities, like a lot of shit. Yeah, like meth. It was
everywhere.
A meth rating. Yeah.
Luckily, I mean, I guess I knew where I could get meth, but when I was at an impressionable age, nobody was ever like tried to peer pressure me into doing meth. Probably because they wanted to keep their meth.
Yeah, I was never around hard drugs as a kid, teenager. It was like just weed. Smoking weed was like a big giant thing. Couldn't get caught. That was enough for me.
Dude, I got caught standing in the door of the pantry, and I think my stepmom watched me for like probably 4 minutes. And I bet I'd been there for 20. I was just staring at the options and eventually just zoned out.
Yeah, I've done that before. I would smoke weed in my mom's house and then go raid the pantry and just like be coming back with a bunch of stuff and like acting or trying to be quiet. And it was like looking off into the distance in the dark and didn't realize my mom was watching me walk back and forth with fucking chips and shit. She's like, "You hungry?"
I'm a growing boy.
Yeah. You have horrible excuses when you're stoned at that age too.
Yeah, newly stoned, not quick on your feet. Yeah. Just fucking
trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're more concerned about where she came from than what to say next, you know?
Yeah.
And now I'm completely the opposite. Like, I get snuck up on, I have an excuse before I'm investigating. Like,
yeah. For sure. I get super stoned now, but not like that. I used to hallucinate. Like, it was like doing mushrooms for me. I used to get fucked up.
Oh, yeah, dude. 4 bags of chips fucking took me to the other side, dog.
We would fucking smoke weed and like try to order food at McDonald's, and it was just impossible. We were laughing so fucking hard. They were like, "What do you want?" Ice cream.
Just reek like weed, probably. Smoked in a vehicle in a parking lot of McDonald's.
I remember one time we went into a McDonald's for some reason, and we were so high, and they were closing in like 5 minutes. And we came in laughing and just looked at the guy and we're like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "I can't do this." And I went and sat down. I was like, "I think we wanted ice cream with our hamburgers." And you came back. You're like, "No bueno." It's like, they're out of bueno. The ice cream machine took bueno. It was a lot funnier at the time.
I remember this exact occurrence, dude. I remember the McDonald's. We were sitting by the window by the playground, and we were trying to get like a McFlurry, get our McFlurry on, with our burgers.
And we went to the Walmart and we're walking around looking at shit, and you were like, "Oh, this is pretty." But again, it was so much funnier at the time.
It was like mushrooms. Like, take mushrooms, in a very safe environment with people you trust, like a small group, have a place you can sleep, and fucking look at a tree and tell me that's pretty doesn't come to mind, you know?
Yeah, it took us an hour to roll a joint.
Oh, yeah.
Because we couldn't figure it out. We didn't have a bowl, and we were like, we have to roll a joint. And
Were we camping?
So bad. Huh?
Oh.
No, it was one of those times where we first started hanging out. We were still living in Kirtland. And we met in Farmington. Dude. And we tried to roll a joint, and it did the job, though.
Yeah.
But it was definitely the worst joint I've ever rolled.
Yeah, I've definitely, I don't smoke shitty ass joints anymore. Like, if I roll a shitty joint, I just start over. Like,
yeah,
fuck this paper. I just bought 300. Let's do this.
I can only roll a good joint if there's a lot of weed.
Yeah, got to be a cone for me.
Yeah, I have a hard time still rolling pinners. But I got those rolling machines. They're fucking perfect for just a little bit of weed.
Yeah, if you got to roll a pinner, that's what they're made for.
So basically. Easy.
You put a lot of weed in them, it sucks.
But in a pinch, I could still roll a pinner. I could make it happen. We used to smoke weed out of fucking socket wrenches.
I forgot. Yeah, my dad's definitely missing sockets from those days. It's like, where's my goddamn 10 millimeter?
Where's the fucking 10 millimeter?
This is a perfect size for a pole.
I know, I would make bongs out of sockets that would go down into like pins, go down into a bottle.
Standard.
So easy. A little duct tape. As long as you got some suction, something metal.
Yeah, if somebody brought a fucking little bag of weed to a high school party, you were like, where's your dad's tools? We can smoke weed.
You want a gravity bong? A bong?
Gravity bong.
Apple?
One of the first times I smoked weed, well, I smoked a couple times when I was probably like 12, 13 with my brother. But when I was like 16, 17, I met these stoners in high school, and I was cool with everybody. I played football. I was cool with the stoners, the fucking metalheads, everybody. And yeah, we went to this party at her house, her dad's house. It was a single wide trailer out in Kirtland, and her dad was there, and he was just like feeding gravity bongs to like 15, 16-year-old. And I hadn't smoked weed in probably 4 years, and now I'm taking a hit out of a gravity bong and fucked up. Sounds like shit's going down.
Sounds like my dogs were fucking fighting.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I kept waiting for them to stop. I think they're okay. I'm gonna have to go kill them.
Well, I was trying
you definitely don't care about your dogs as much after a kid.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
Go ahead, man.
Sorry, man. Fucking crazy. Chronic and Brody just hate each other with a passion. And now they're not even that. I think they're all just trying to get as much attention from us as possible now that the baby's around.
And they're outside.
They're not the babies anymore. And they just hate each other. You definitely don't care about your dogs as much anymore after a kid.
I get it. I'm starting to care less about my dogs during quarantine. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Like, fuck off.
They're dumb. They're like kids. They don't understand things, but fuck, they're just in the way and always around, and they're screaming at each other, and they're old, and they have shitty bowels.
Literally.
Jasmine pisses every single night in her bed, and she has to wear diapers, and like, I live in a fucking old folks home with a baby.
It's a sitcom right there. Baby in an old folks home. But they're dogs, and they can't tell you anything.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
it's gonna be cool when she's able to tell me why she's crying.
That's real.
That would be nice.
And the little person's actual, like, turning into a real person. Like I saw Val up at Purgatory before my quarantine. I did go snowboarding on this quarantine, but I rode lift 6 by myself, no line. And when there was a line, I fucking left because I didn't want to wait in line, mostly. But I have a mask and my jacket over my face. I'm like pretty locked down.
You're fine, man. We're all fine. We're all gonna be good. Some people are gonna die. That's just life.
Well, lift 1, you should have seen lift 1. There was fucking 250 people in line, like giant Jesus. Line. And there's this slow lift right next to it, no line, not even like 2 people. And I just sat on my own chair and hit my vape pad. It's like a 15-minute ride, but it's fantastic. I brought a pocket beer, drank that motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't have to rush.
No,
usually you have to on the high speed. You have to kind of rush to
drink a beer. Fuck yeah,
drink a beer.
Yeah, and your hands are cold because you're hauling ass. Like I wasn't cold. I was so right. I had a vape pen for works and ski lifts. Works. Fucking idiot. For work and ski lifts, vape pens.
For works, me's like.
Me like the
yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, man. It's not as bad as I thought.
No.
I feel like neither of us have to restrict our drinking or smoking. We're just gonna walk into our living room and everything's gonna be fine. No driving.
Yeah, I'm gonna work after this.
Yeah.
That's the shitty thing about having one parent watch the kid during the day and then one parent work, and like if you're both trying to work.
Yeah.
It's nice that I'm here, but I don't get any fucking work done during the day.
Yeah. You gotta work sometime.
I can't really pay attention. I can do a little bit of stuff, but I have to research so much shit, just news stories and fundamentals, because it's not just technical analysis. Like big stories can move prices ways and stuff, so you got to be on top of the news. I remember your old boss, the fire extinguisher guy, when he was like, "You guys think Netflix is a good idea?" And I always wondered how much stock he bought in Netflix, because he would have done really well if he bought a lot back then.
Yeah, he lost 300,000 one day on Netflix.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They hit a dip and something happened.
And he was playing the short game, so he was trying to cut his losses, and that's the difference with, like, if you want to be conservative about it, you find strong companies that you know in the long term are gonna, like Bitcoin.
Well, I think he had limits set to sell at, but yeah, like one day something happened and it hit that fucking limit. You know what I mean? But it was way up here, and he didn't like call because back then it's like stock managers and shit, broker. Yeah, he had a broker, so he's just talking to him all the time, but he didn't call him for a couple days. I think he went to Cabo or some shit, and came back, and he was like, "I lost fucking $300,000. I should have bought like a fucking truck or something. I should have done something," But he was trying to play the long game, but where he had his limits set, or I think it was like a time limit thing, and it just happened to be at the worst possible time. I don't know what happened.
If he was leveraging using margin, basically taking a loan from your broker, or whatever, you can like 10x
like get credit
your credit, but you can also lose that amount too.
Right.
And so trading with margin is very risky if you don't know what you're doing, for sure.
Don't check up on it. Like, it's been fine for a while. Should be fine for 2 days. Hell, I'm in Cabo. I don't know. Yeah, if you know who that is, you know who the fuck that is, but most people won't. And if he listens to this, he's a fucking sociopath. So, yeah, Phil, we're going to let you get to work, my friend.
Word, I got to pee. So that's nice.
I don't really have any closing statements, except yesterday, Bird's mac and cheese, and I woke up at 3 a.m. and had to take a massive shit and didn't sleep for 3 hours.
Not because of the mac and cheese, because of your sensitive belly.
Because I'm lactose intolerant and the mac and cheese is so fucking good that I get it every goddamn time and I suffer because of my lactose intolerance. You're right. I said that wrong. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Bird's mac and cheese is my favorite thing in the world, and I literally lose sleep on the toilet because it's so good.
It's very
Because
delicious.
I'm lactose intolerant.
She made some Annie's box mac and cheese the other night, but like put her own little flair to it and then rebaked it in the oven. It was the best box macaroni and cheese I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, I can't. Powdered cheese is no mas.
Oh,
No mas.
for sure.
I might be healthier. Either way. You got anything you want to wrap this bitch up with?
Not really. It's been fun.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Spin your dreidel for me.
Dreidel.
There you go. Shout out to the Whiskey Reel. Shout out to, we're going to go with Ethan Esparza and the Chava people for this week. And I love you guys. Thanks for listening. If you made it this far, you're my favorite person in the world. Have a lovely evening. Merry Christmas.
Everything with cream cheese, orange juice, break fast. I'm out the door to get the dough, speaking to the masses. Hit the road to do a show, microphone madness. Trip easy, cheap sunglasses, straight passion. My third eye active, watching backpacks lead the show, beeping that shit vocally. Hearing me locally, lyrically, know what I'm supposed to be, and I don't got no fear of it. I'm coming for your brain, homie, coming at you spiritually. Stepped into the game, and I knew that flow was slippery, but check my flow though. Turn the whack news to history. Let them do their thing instead, I put them out their misery. And simply put, just got disconnected. Like my boy Big Money, man, this can't be neglected. Grab the mic and check it, coming up in your direction. Gift that I've been blessed with, this hustle is respected and practice. Poetic mind on the set list, got the groove to match. Everybody step with, still haven't fulfilled a whole vision yet. Life right now still so picturesque. I'm knocking every stage until I get a bigger check. Even though I hate money, ready for a bigger step. Pull the trigger next. Somebody coming at your neck. I could've died today. That's why I'm smoking cigarettes and got precision set of skills. And imagination, creations, innovating with motivation. I'm chasing my goals. Giants that I be racing. I'ma stride through the finish like a 6'5" Jamaican. Beating my chest like, yeah, what my name is. Ink on my chest, what my homie spray painting. Summer day, smoke, skate, PlayStation. He looking down on me and I can't stay patient. I ain't just trying to say shit. Sit back and face this. Real type, I've been smoking instrumental playlist. Chill in the cut. Now these small places, I ain't getting love now, man. Fuck being famous, yeah, they tell me. It's really hard to make it. They don't understand I love being underestimated. Second guess it and I'll take it that you're undereducated. Anyway, this got me thinking about them old records playing. Why? It's filled with soul and it fills my mind. Tail feather shaking while the rhythm takes flight. What I'm doing wrong, I ain't gonna fake right. I don't get no sleep because the music takes night. Nocturnal life with my basement lights. Just roll some nice, keep my drink on ice. If you don't get it once and you don't hear it twice, moving on this beat right here is out of sight. I'ma stay away.